It is one of the things that always seems unfair in life, those who profit off the troubles of others. But what if you contributed to the very problem you're profiting from? It is a familiar tale on Wall Street, and John Ehrlichman has the story of hedge funds, right, John, that are now in the role of the so-called Good Samaritan.
In some cases, it might seem like hedge funds are acting like charities, but we should tell you guys, this is a situation where you have to really look at the motives. We've mapped out one strategy taking place. It has to do with reducing mortgages. We're going to give you a character here. John Smith has a $500,000 mortgage that they can't pay. A hedge fund buys the mortgage at a discount and reduces John's principal to $400,000. John refinances with the hedge fund's help and has lower payments, and for a while, John's a happy camper. The hedge fund then makes the loan qualify for a government guarantee. A government agency buys the loan and packages it into a mortgage-backed security, and then that security is sold to investors. A neat little trick that brings up several points of debate among the critics. First off, it transfers risk once more from the private to the public sector and taxpayers. That's something that was addressed in the New York Times yesterday. And what especially irritates critics, Eric, is that some hedge funds that package risky debt that trigger the mortgage crisis in the first place are now profiting from the cleaning up of this mess. And the unknown is still whether or not John will be able to pay his refinanced mortgage. Also, whether a wave of these types of defaults could trigger another chapter of the mortgage crisis.
John, how about the banks? Where do they fit into this situation?
Two sides on the banks. First of all, generally, they aren't in favor of reducing mortgage balances because what that does is lock in their loans, losses on their loans. But we also know the flip side to that is that they've been under pressure from the Federal Reserve, Deirdre, as well as the FDIC to get some of those toxic assets off their books.